All right, here's one of the many museums in Nebraska City. This one is the Kregel Windmill Factory. Let's go check it out.
My name is David Flatt. I'm Executive Director here at the Kregel Windmill Factory Museum. This is the only original intact windmill factory museum in the United States. So this company was started in 1879. Been cousins Louis Kregel and George Kregel. They had a factory that had been across the street from here from 1879 to 1899. That is where they built wooden windmills. And then Louis Kregel, who had 20 patents by the time he was 44, moved to St. Louis, Missouri, started Kregel Casket Company, and then George Kregel moved to this building, its current location, and started building metal windmills here. Now altogether, about 2,000 metal windmills were built inside this factory, and most of them were within about a 50-mile radius of Nebraska City. Now, a vast majority of those were produced in the teens and 20s. 1923 was the height of production. 130 windmills were built that year, but by the time you get to the Depression years, only a few dozen were being produced per year. By 1939, they only built 6 windmills. During World War II, they didn't build any windmills because of metal rationing. At that time, you had to have a certificate from the government that even said you needed to buy a windmill. So after the war, they were only building a few windmills a year, and then the last windmill was built here in 1983. The factory closed in 1991. Okay, all the equipment here is still in working condition, and that's the thing about this place. When they built the last windmill in 1983, they were still doing it much the same way as they were in 1903. So what we have here, this is called an iron worker, and this would date to the late 1800s. This would have been used in the shipping industry originally. Now the Kregels actually bought this piece of equipment cracked. So if we look here, there is a hairline crack that is on this piece of equipment. So they bought this broken, and they brought it up here, and then they did their own repairs because everybody who worked here was trained to be a blacksmith. Okay, so here we have the curver or roller and the crimper. These were important parts for helping build the windmill. So when they start to build the blades of a windmill, they start off with a sheet of galvanized steel, and they're going to cut it with a foot actuated cutter. And then the next thing you're going to do is bring it here to the roller. And what this roller is going to do, it's going to make this curved blade. And that curved blade is what makes a metal windmill 87% more efficient than a wooden windmill. We're back here by the line shaft system, central line shaft. And 18 different pieces of equipment would have run off of this. Originally it was powered by a 14 horsepower Van Dusen gas engine, and then they quit making that engine in 1919. At that time they replaced it with electrical motors. So on one side we have a 7-horse electrical motor, on the other side we have 5.5 horse. And then you would turn on and off different pieces of equipment with shipper levers, and then those are connected to pulleys. And so where we have the pulley up there, there is actually 2 metal pulleys, and so one's going to engage the piece of equipment, the other one will disengage, because you're only going to run 2 or 3 pieces of equipment at one time. And then the belts are made out of buffalo hide, so they're very strong. Cost about $1.50 foot back in 1910. Okay, so we're here in the office. This is where Ella Kregel worked most of the time. So this is where they would do all their paperwork for the factory. And Windmill Company actually had 112 years of business records that went through here. So it's one of the most complete collections in the state of Nebraska. Now the Kregel Windmill Factory Museum is opened Tuesday through Sunday. So on Tuesday through Saturday we're open 10 till 5, and on Sunday it's noon to 5. Monday is the only day we're not open. You can also call ahead for larger group tours, and you can find our website at KregelWindmillFactoryMuseum.com or .org. And then we also have a Facebook page you can go to see more information about us.